Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and I'm a liar. This is episode number 42 of the Pokemon Sapphire playthrough, and at the end of the last episode, I said I was going to start this episode off with a grinding montage up in Shoal Cave, but I did some research to see what the levels are of the Pokemon in that area, and it looks like 32 is the highest that we will find. And since I like to train to be 5 levels above the wild Pokemon in a certain area, that means I gotta get the team up to level 37, which we're pretty much close to. And I realized we're gonna be dealing with some trainers along the way to get to Shoal Cave, and I wanted to skip past them and do some training, but then I do want to fight the trainers anyway. I do not want to overlevel the team for the upcoming gym battle by getting some, grinding to level 37 and then trainer battles, so therefore I'm going to do the trainer battles on screen, then I'll probably just do a grinding thing just to get the team up to level 37, and if there's enough time, we will get ourselves into that gym in Moss Deep City and see if we can get as far as we can, get as close to the gym leaders as we can by the end of the episode. But first of all, I'm going to maneuver some Pokemon around here. I'm going to put Pokémon in the box and bring out Shelbert, because we do need to surf our way up to the Shoal Cave, and then I'll show you the team that we are working with. So, for the time being, Shelbert is going to replace Pokémon on the squad, and you can sit out for the time being. The Pokemon in the cave are mostly Zubat, Golbat, I believe, so we will have to get Pokémon to level 37 in there at some point, but for the first little bit, we're going to let him sit out. But let's check out the team as we get started for the day. And you're probably noticing, depending on how long it takes me to edit and such, this is going to be a bit of a later upload on Sunday than usual. I'll explain that in a little bit. First of all, we have Scruff the Manectric at level 35 with static ability, paralyzing foes on contact, relax nature, boosting defense, dropping speed, and we're going to take the cleanse tag off of her for training purposes because it's supposed to ward off wild Pokemon. Didn't seem to be doing that much on the way here to Moss Deep City, but anyway, she has a nice special attack 92 and speed is at 86, and she has Shockwave, quick attack. We taught her Protect last time, thanks to some advice from Ice King 688 letting us know of some self-destructing Electrode were coming up in our future last time, and Thunder Wave. Next in the team, we've got Burrow the Ninjask, also level 35, Speed Boost, boosting speed at the end of each turn, and Lonely Nature, boosting attack and dropping defense. He's got a whopping speed of 132, attack is at 91, and the Silk Scarf is powering up Slash and Cut. He also has Leech Life and Swords Dance. Next is the Brain, the Hypno at level 35, one of our previous Pokemon back from Pokemon Blue. He has Insomnia, preventing him from falling asleep, and Serious Nature, which is neutral. Holding on to that Amulet coin for a little bit of extra cash from trainer battles. I should probably use him against all the trainers in that case. Special defense is 89, his best stat right there. And Dream Eater, Seismic Toss, Hypnosis, and Nightmare for the moveset. Next is Smarter the Noctowl, level 35, from Pokemon Silver, hailing from. And Insomnia as well, Docile Nature, also neutral. And no item for the time being. He's no longer holding that Hard Stone, thankfully. It would make no sense for him to have that. Special defense is 84, and the special attack and speed are pretty good. Peck, Dream Eater, Hypnosis, and Reflect is his moveset. And the last current active member, I'm basically keeping her on the team right now, even though she's at the level we need to train to, so I can fly back here to Moss Deep City pretty quickly. She has she's Majestic the Altaria, I don't think I even mentioned that. Level 37, Natural Cure, curing her status conditions upon switching out, and Naughty Nature ups her attack while dropping Special Defense, but Special Defense is still her best stat, but everything's pretty well rounded. Look at that, it's all in the 70s now. Soothe Bell to make her a little happier, and Dragon Breath, Fly, Mist, and Safeguard. I may eventually teach her Return to make use of the boosted happiness that the Soothe Bell is giving her. The last Pokemon as you see is Shelbert, but he's just here for surfing purposes. Not going to focus on training him up because he's already way above the level that we need him to be at. So we're going to head up here to Shoal Cave, and as I said, this is kind of probably going to be a later upload, depending on how long it takes for me to get through all this and edit and the grinding and all that stuff, because for those of you with pets out there, now, I have a couple ideas for discussion topics for today's episode. So if anyone out there has pets, feel free to let me know what pets you have and how many you have. I'm tired of swimming. Are you up for a battle with me? Because for anyone out there with pets, I should say most notably a cat, do you ever find how you're ready to start your day and you got plans for what you want to get accomplished? When you wake up, as I did this morning, there's a cat completely falling asleep on your lap, and your day just cannot get started. Because when the cat is sleeping so peacefully, you can't disturb it, right? Because it's so cute and so peaceful, you just gotta let it just lay there for the entire time. So that's why I'm off to a late start this morning. Level 36 for Scruff. Still not trying to learn Discharge yet. When do you get that? You're too much! Thank you. But I am off to a slow start. It's currently almost 12 o'clock on Sunday as I record this. Whew, which way is it to Moss Deep City? Just head south. You'll be fine. Alright, so Scruff, we will switch out for Burrow. Get another level on him. So, another topic of discussion I have in mind in just one moment. Ahoy! I'm a buff, tough sailor. I've braved the world seas. Let's go. So I was thinking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. Of course, it's on the mind because we're at less than a week away. What are we at? 5 days, I think? We're getting there. I gotta switch out because this thing could have Wing Attack. I'm gonna say probably Scruff is our best bet here, too. So I was thinking, for one thing, do you folks out there, for those of you that are getting the game, do you have any idea which Pokemon you're going to add into your team? Because I've been saying along the way, I've got 2 main ideas thus far. I'm mostly focusing on adding certain types to my team. I have 1 Pokemon in mind, but from what I have heard, if this turns out to be true, one of the Pokemon that I want to get is apparently version exclusive to Sun. If that holds true, I gotta think of some way to get my hands on that Pokemon. I'm sure I can find somebody that has Pokemon Sun is willing to trade with me. That is something that has happened in the past in another playthrough, which we haven't gotten to yet. Although, technically, you could say we did. Back in Pokemon Blue, I did trades with my friend Evan in order to get a red exclusive Mankey and a red exclusive Ekans. Plus, we did some trading to get my Machoke evolved into Machamp. Speaking of Machoke, alright, here's the thing. Can you take it down with a Shockwave, Scruff? You're 3 levels above. If you don't, it's gonna hit you back pretty hard because your defense is not super good. I don't like the look of this. Alright. We pulled through at least. I really shouldn't have risked that. I could have easily switched out into the brain, but apparently I'm not using my brain. I'm off to such a slow start, my brain is Regigigas up in here. Whoa, I couldn't win! And I almost couldn't. Well, I was going to win anyway, if you know I lost 1 Pokemon. The tide ebbs and flows inside the Shoal Cave. By the way, it's about 6 hours from high tide to low tide. Did you know? I thought so. I wasn't sure if it was 6 or 8, but thanks for the heads up, sir. That does lead to another thing that I wanted to do, which might make this even later. As I go into the Shoal Cave initially, I want to see if I can get a bunch of the Shoal... What would it be right now? Well, I can't tell. Shoal Salt or Shoal Shells. Because if I can get 4 of each, then I can get someone to make me a Shell Bell, which is a pretty nice item for healing during battle. Oh, there's a trainer down here too. Let's deal with him. So what I might want to do is go through here initially, grab those Shoal items, and then I'll come back 6 hours later and go through the grinding montage and get the other 4 items, because you can only get Shoal Shells during high tide and Shoal Salt during low tide, or maybe vice versa. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, if you want to get yourself a Shell Bell, you gotta go in here twice at different times when the tides are different. So, that being the case, I might be looking at kind of a really late upload today. We'll have to see what happens. So, as I was saying, as far as Pokemon goes, do you have any idea for Pokemon Sun and Moon which Pokemon you want to add into your team? Have you seen anything from the trailers? And if anyone out there does follow the leaks, I'm sure you've probably seen all the Pokemon out, which I haven't done yet. I floundered! Kinda true. So, do you have any ideas for who you want to add into the team? I'm just curious to see what you're thinking. I was blown away by Horsey's charm, so I started swimming too. Now, are there any other trainers to deal with before we go inside? We see 2 here, of course, we can deal with them. I'm just going to jump right into this double battle, then we'll move on inside. So, let's go with... We'll bring Smarty up. Smarty and Burrow, a couple flying types. You wouldn't have any electric or rock Pokemon, would you, ladies? Kim, can you tell me what we're doing, what we're looking for out here? Iris and Kim. Wonder what Pokemon they're going to have. Would they have water types to have made it out this far? Swablu and Numel. That's not too bad. Well, it's not terribly good, because the Numel is level 36, and we have a bug type out here. So, let's go ahead and switch into another specially defensive Pokemon, the Brain, as we go for... Probably try to put this Numel to sleep with Hypnosis. As long as it doesn't use Amnesia to boost special defense, we can Dream Eater it on the next turn. And the Hypnosis lands. So, I keep making the comparison that these 2 Pokemon, Smarty and the Brain, are kind of similar. They both put things to sleep. They're both Insomnia themselves. They both have nice special defense. It's basically the same Pokemon, just different typing. I'm okay with that, though. So, Smarty needs the HP. We're going to Hypnosis the Swablu as we Dream Eater the Numel. How much will this do? I'm going to say about half. Well, it's 1 level above. Close to half, at least. Yeah, about half of it. So, what else was I talking about? I have another topic discussion that I can bring up, too. And this is sort of like me asking you folks out there for some, not advice exactly, but just some feedback. For those of you that are going to be following on my channel for my own Pokemon Moon playthrough, I'm happy to have you along for the ride, of course. I hope you enjoy my adventures through the Alola region. But one thing I've said along the way a couple times, hard part for me as a content creator on YouTube is I watch a lot of other Pokemon YouTubers, to make sure that my reactions are genuine and fresh when I encounter things new in the game, I can't watch anyone else's playthrough of it until I complete the main story. Then I have to go back and watch the usual people that I watch. I'll just throw a few names out there. I watch Shady Penguin, King Nappy, and I've also started watching Game Boy Luke as of the past few months. Let's go 2 Dream Eaters. So, I know the 3 of them are going to be putting up a lot of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon content. It's going to be tough to not watch any of it, because I don't want to be spoiled until I experience the stuff myself in-game. But for anyone out there that is going to be watching other folks, let me know. Who do you like to watch as far as Pokemon content on YouTube, or just any content in general? Oh, we came sort of close. You could say that, but I don't think that's true. Kim, are we really going into the Shoal Cave? We'll get all wet. A funny old man lives in the Shoal Cave, doesn't he? Let's go see him, Iris. Let's go see him indeed. And we are at... looks like high tide right now. Okay. So, I usually watch, like I said, those 3 as far as Pokemon content goes. I like to watch Markiplier as well. He's like one of my favorite YouTubers ever since I first caught on to watching him back during the Five Nights at Freddy's. Was it the first or second one I started watching? I think it was probably the first one. Back when my nephew was telling me all about it, and I thought, I gotta see what this game is about. And that's how I encountered Markiplier. Not in person, of course. Are you planning on going deep in there? How about bringing me back some Shoal Salt and Shoal Shells? That's almost a seashore tongue twister. I can make you something good if you bring me the ingredients. We are going to do just that. A shell bell would be very nice to have in our collection. So I'm going to... this is the way out, so I'm going to go up the stairs to the left. And get some training done in here. Tentacool, we can easily slash you. So, I don't know how close to level 37 we will get as we do this searching for the items, but for all I know, I might hit level 37, we might not even need to grind at all. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I imagine grinding will be required. So let's switch Burrow into the Smarty. The brain can come up next. So let me know who you're planning on watching the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon content from. I'd be curious to see if I can check out some new Pokemon YouTubers as well, because... it's funny, sometimes I say I want to check out other channels, but then the day I say that, the channels I usually watch have so many uploads, I don't have time to watch anything new that day before going to sleep. And here's the first Shoal Shell, but now we're under attack! So I don't get a chance to watch other stuff. And then, by the next time I'm ready to watch something, I run out, I don't run out of ideas, but I can't think of whoever else to look up and watch. So if you have any other favorite YouTubers that you like to watch regularly, just leave that in a comment down below. And if I've got the time, I'll see if I can check out what they have to offer. So let's go ahead and eat the dream of this Spheal. I believe this is the first time we're seeing this. It's kind of interesting that they created Spheal because essentially we already had Seal, and this is the same kind of thing, just more well-rounded, you could say. Although Seal is only pure water. This is water and ice from the beginning, plus through its evolutions. But that's one of the things that we'll get into when we get to the Gen 5 playthrough. I felt in Gen 5, more so there than anywhere else, there were a lot of Pokemon they created that were, for whatever reason, just meant to replace classic Pokemon. Like, look at Timber and Machop. Like, basically, Timber is a new Machop. It just has a different moveset. It even evolves the same way, I'm pretty sure. And you could easily say Trubbish and Garbodor are replacements for not just Coughing and Wheezing, but also Grimer and Muck. So, I've said it a few times along the way, I'm not super thrilled with Gen 5, and that's one of the reasons why. It just felt like there was, for no reason, they prevented us from getting the old Pokemon, and they gave us replacements for the old Pokemon, but I would have been happy to find Seal in the wild, for example, or... okay, we're encored into Hypnosis. I'm just going to run from this battle, because it's going to take too much time to switch out and such. Once we get 2 more Shoal Shells, we are done for the first hunt, and I can come back in 6 hours, which is going to be a long time for me to wait, but we can pick up the Shoal Salts, and then get ourselves a Shell Bell. I'll probably check back every hour just to see how quickly the time changes, so we'll see what happens. Anyhow, what was I just talking about before that Spheal distracted me? See how easily I can lose track of what I'm trying to say? I guess I can also mention this. I was talking about coming off to a late start. I was initially planning to record this first part last night, and then it should have been... it might have been 12 hours, close to that, but anyway... it could have been about 6 hours until I woke up and then recorded the next part, and I could have easily got the items then. But, for whatever reason, my sleep schedule is really messed up. I got home last night. I did do the Pokemon Day at the Heroes Beacon Pokemon League. I was the only one there running it this time, because our usual organizer was out of town, which is cool. And don't do the ice ball. That hurts. And so I did the professoring there. We had a good number of people show up. A couple new faces showed up for Learn to Play Day, which was pretty cool. And we all had a good time. Everyone got a Pokemon X and Y Evolutions booster pack out of it. Had a lot of cool cards show up. Rare candy, more money. And afterwards, later on the day, I got home, and I planned to do some recording last night. For whatever reason, I found myself falling asleep at, I don't even know what it was, like maybe 11 o'clock or something like that. And then I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, somewhere between there. So I was sort of debating, could I record now? I'm kind of too tired for that. I missed one of the Shoal shells. We got a big pearl. That's even more money right there. So I woke up early in the morning, and I thought, it's a little too early to do any recording. I'll go back to sleep. As it turns out, I couldn't really get back to sleep. I was kind of tossing and turning, not getting any solid sleep, and I think it wasn't until 6, maybe 7 in the morning that I finally kind of dozed off again. So all that being said, I am so far behind my own little schedule here. Where's the other shell? But anyway, I'm so far behind that's why this upload is more than likely going to be pretty late, especially if I gotta wait 6 hours to record the second part during the grinding. Now, is the last one up here? There it is. Alright, we've got the 4 Shoal shells. I can't go on that bridge just yet, but I can access that at low tide. So what I'm going to do right now is going to walk back out of the cave, get some training along the way, of course, and I'm going to save the game, and I'll come back every hour just to see, can I do the low tide stuff. Confuse Ray. Forget that. We're walking from this fight. In fact, I should have hypnosised you and Dream Eater to heal up. A little too late for that now. We're going to walk away by Zubat. You survived this encounter. So, I think I've given you a decent amount of topics to discuss. For example, do you have any pets? Which pets do you have? Are you planning to catch any particular Pokemon for your playthrough of Sun and or Moon? And what other Pokemon YouTubers or just YouTubers in general do you like to watch on a regular basis? And as I said, I'll just repeat myself again because there's not much to say right now. I look forward to those of you that are going to follow along with my footage of Pokemon Moon when it starts up this coming Friday. 5 days. Just get here already. I want to play these games. Or this game, because I'm only getting the one for the time being. I might pick up... Actually, that could be another topic of discussion. Are you the type of player that when you get a Pokemon game, do you like to get the accompanying, like, sort of sister game with it as well? I've done that in the past, but in recent years, I kind of like to limit myself to just one, because that way it encourages me to do the trading with other people and maybe meet more players and meet, more people online and such. So I like the fact that I purposely lock myself to just one version of the game, because as I say, it's going to encourage partnership and cooperation with other players from around the world. Are there items down here? I don't know. Level 30 Spiel, so we're getting some good experience at least for sure. As long as we can land the Hypnosis and land a Dream Eater, it's not going to be a one-hit KO, but maybe a critical hit. But if it stays asleep, we can easily Dream Eater again. So just let me know, sort of, whatever topics you want to respond to. I've been feeling the past several episodes, my commentary's been kind of stale and dull and boring, and I was thinking up topics of discussion that I could mention. Why do you wake up immediately? I'm going to have to hypnosis you again, because a peck is not going to do the work. As I say, especially if you would drop my attack with that Aurora Beam, but you didn't. But still, I want to heal back some HP. So I was trying to think, what can I give for sort of good commentary / discussion topics, a little bit of feedback back and forth between me and you viewers out there. And hopefully I've given you a number of good topics to discuss in the comments down below, and we can get a little bit of discussion back and forth, and maybe amongst yourselves as well, too. Perhaps somebody will leave a comment that you find interesting or appealing to what you're planning on Pokemon Sun and Moon or something like that, and you can respond to that as well. So Smarty's level 36. We'll leave him up for the time being. Of course there's no item. Of course there's no item. This is a big waste of time. Zubat. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to run from these battles, I think. And I'm going to try to get out of the cave as fast as I can, save it up, and then we will come back as I do the grinding in roughly 6 hours' time. Hopefully not that much longer. Can we escape without one more encounter? Woo! We made it. Alright, we're going to save the game here. And as I say, in 6 hours, my time, in just a few moments, your time, we're coming back in for some grinding in the low tide of Shoal Cave. the grinding is now complete. I got the full team up to level 37 off of the wild Pokemon here. I can't show you the full team just yet, but once we get back to Moss Deep City, I can show you at the start of the next episode before we take on the gym. But I wanted to stop here because I did encounter some new person standing here in the bottom, and I didn't want to talk to him off screen. I want to see what he has to say, so all you can see as well. The penetrating cold around these parts is an impediment to training, but with focus, one can overcome. With this focus band, buckle down and withstand the cold. Excellent, I will take that. That could come in handy. I don't know if you noticed in the speed up of the grinding montage, but I almost lost my Ninjask to a critical Aurora Beam, brought him down to 2 HP. At that point, I was very careful with using him in battle. So I also found this Strength Rock here, and I thought on camera, let's take a look and see what it is. I don't have Strength yet on anybody here, but as you'll notice in a moment, I do have a Pokemon in the team I can teach Strength to, and I brought Jiggy the Jigglypuff over here to the Shoal Cave for the purpose of moving a rock. Now, he wants to learn Strength, but we have to replace an old move. I was trying to decide what should I do, and as much as I like the fact that Mega Punch is kind of a unique attack for a Jigglypuff, and I don't think he can relearn that later on, if you look at the power of 80, it's the same as Strength, but Strength is fully accurate. You're losing 5 PP, but I think in all good conscience, I can't not replace Mega Punch with Strength, so Jiggy is going to be our Strength user for the duration of the playthrough. So he can move this rock for me. And learn Strength, so I can go back to the fiery path and move a boulder there too later on. But for the time being, let's see what is in the bottom of the Shoal Cave. I remember there is a frozen area in the remakes. Is it even in this? I can't even remember. But we're going to find out. Ladder takes us down. If I hit the down button, there is a frozen area. I forgot this was even here. Alright, so is this where you can encounter Snorunt? Possibly. I'm probably just going to run from the wild Pokemon because I don't want to get too high leveled. And don't want to risk getting knocked out after all of this too. But there's some items I'm going to pick up. Oh, another slide puzzle, as all classic ice areas have. So where do I go? If I go up here... Bear with me to try to figure this out. I need to get to that piece of rock, or ice, whatever it is, at the very bottom. Oh, this is easy. Go down here and over. I did it! Piece of cake! Now, is this one going to be tricky too? It is. I want on that ladder. So I'm going to do this. Alright, this is a minimal ice puzzle. I'm getting through it pretty quick, fortunately. What is this? I think you get the Never Melt Ice somewhere down here. Unless the bag is full, we gotta toss something, or can we hand an item off to a Pokemon, just temporarily? I could even just use the Max Repel. You know what? Let's use the Max Repel, just to use it up. And we'll grab the Never Melt Ice. Since I don't want to get any extra encounters anyway for extra experience, I don't mind losing out on some wild Pokemon. Yes, it cuts into my potential shiny Pokemon, but I don't think I'm gonna find any of those anytime soon anyway. So, are we stuck here now? I don't think so. I think we just go up here, cut across the side. Wait a minute. So I can go... Okay, wait. So from here... I got it. Over here, up, and down. Got it. So what is this? TM07. That's not Ice Beam. It's gotta be some sort of an ice attack, though. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be, but I hope it is. TM07 is Hail. It is an ice attack. Although I don't have any ice types on the team right now, so we're going to hold off on that. But we can now escape the Shoal Cave and head back to Moss Deep City and save it up and prepare for the gym battle. It's going to kick off the next episode. I didn't think, or I wasn't sure how much training I would need to do, or grinding, to end off this episode, but we are all at level 37. I don't know what the levels of the gym leaders Pokemon are going to be, but we're going to find out in battle starting tomorrow. So as I make my way back... Oh wait, there is one last thing to do. As I make my way back, I'm stumbling my words again, but I'm going to go and pick up the Shell Bell. Oh hey, Shoal Salt and Shoal Shells, and enough of them too. Would you like me to make you a Shell Bell with them? Yes, please. Alrighty then, I'll make you a Shell Bell right away. There, done. And that's an item that, as you inflict damage on the opponent in battle, it heals back a little bit of the percentage, or like a small percentage, of the damage that you inflicted. Have a Pokemon hold on to that. It'll love it, that's for certain. Why, the Shell Bell's chime, it's simply sublime. You can get its ingredients every day, so I can make you some more. I remember back in my original playthrough of this game, I actually did make a whole bunch of Shell Bells. Then I found out how little experience, how much little HP you get from using it, but every little bit can help. So let's fly back to the Pokemon Center, and what I'll probably do is just save it up. end the episode. We're getting kind of late in the time. And starting the next episode, I'll show you the team that we're bringing in. And I'm just going to go for a quick heal for the time being. So I want to say thanks for checking out today's episode, everybody. Feel free to leave a like down below if you enjoyed it. And let me know what you're looking forward to in the future, as we have just 4 more episodes left. I'm going to call it temporary hiatus for the Sapphire playthrough. Because after 4 more episodes, it is time for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon to come out worldwide, and the Pokemon Moon playthrough to begin here on the channel. So feel free to check out the link in the description to the full playlist of Sapphire if you want to get caught up on what's happened so far, and see all the hardships we've had so far along the way. One more gym battle means that we have a chance to revive an injured Pokemon, and if you've been following the past few episodes, you know which Pokemon that is. I just want to say once again, thanks for checking out today's episode, everybody. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time.